There was a video going around of Caddo Parish Sheriff Steve Prater. Now, you're going to hear this 38-second clip that everyone is really bothered about. But if you know anything about the prison industrial complex here in America, it is just slavery by another name. Let's roll that clip.
Place out there. I don't want state prisoners, okay? They are a necessary evil to keep the doors open, that we keep a few or keep some out there. And that's the ones that you can work. That's the ones that can pick up trash, the work release programs. But guess what? Those are the ones that they're releasing. In addition to the bad ones, and I call these bad, in addition to them, they're releasing some good ones that we use every day to wash cars, to change the oil in our cars, to cook in the kitchen, to do all that where we save money. Well, they're going to let them out.
Before we start with the commentary, I want to reach out to our supporters and viewers to help us reach our 3,000 member goal on Patreon for a minimum of $2 or $5 a month. It's very important that the people help us meet their goals, since YouTube is not promoting independent news channels, but only the mainstream media, as we found out as of today. I want to thank every person that's helping us with that goal. Now, this sheriff, what he stated is just really the prison industrial complex. He sounds like a slave master back in 1865. That's what he sounds like. When the slave master found out that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and he had to release his slaves, he sounds just like that. Well, what are we going to do about the kitchen and cleaning the house, and who going to cook, and what about our horse and carriages? Who going to do the work in the field? I mean, we have some good ones here. I mean, how are we going to do that? He sounded just like that. I mean, which was very sad. Now, the reason why he's bothered and upset is back in June of this year, Louisiana signed a law called the Reinvestment Act. Now, the Reinvestment Act is supposed to let go nonviolent offenders and reduce probation for many people, and also let some longtime people that have been in jail out as well, who's been there for a long time, and let them get back into society. I support that kind of law because Louisiana has been the state that has the most incarcerated people in it. And Louisiana isn't a big state, which is very sad. Now, the reason they had to do this is not because they just had a good moral conscience and a heart. The thing is, putting people in prison costs money to the states. And they stated by putting in this law, they're looking to save over $234 million. So one thing that you all should pray for, you should pray for the economy to be so bad in every state that they cannot afford to hold nonviolent offenders in jail and get rid of this prison industrial complex. Because many of you people who are out there who definitely support Donald Trump, and you keep saying you want jobs, and that's the only reason you voted for Trump is because of jobs. It wasn't because of race and all this other crap that you like to say. But do you realize who has your jobs? Let me explain it to you. Now, back in the 1970s, around that area, the greedy people within your community closed a lot of the factories that you crying to Trump about, and they shipped them to China and Mexico, Taiwan, Vietnam. You know, look on the back of your clothes and you'll see who actually has your jobs. And then if it's not them doing the jobs, then it's the prisoners. So if you get all these people out of prison, it's going to open up jobs for you. So the prison industrial complex doesn't benefit no one if you're looking for manufacturing jobs, because I know people who are in the prison system and they tell me all the things they're making could be your jobs. So instead of focusing on border walls and that sort of thing, you need to focus on getting manufacturing jobs out of the prisons and into the private sector so you can have a job. Because the thing is, what's drying up in America is those manufacturing jobs, blue collar jobs, and everything's going to more technical jobs. So that's the thing that you should be telling Trump about. Don't be like what Lyndon Johnson said about you guys. Don't be that way. And if you know the statement, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this situation with this sheriff, Like I said, it's just a plantation mentality. Take slavery away from them, and what are they going to do? They wouldn't even know. They never stopped slavery in this country. Yes, they may stop private slavery in 1865, but they transferred it over to state-run slavery in the guise of prisons. That's why you have the 13th Amendment sanctioning slavery as a part of crime and punishment. Too lazy, can't do it on their own, but they want to bark their mouths and say how they do everything, which has been a bold-faced lie. So let's pray that every state start doing this, because no one should be in jail for a nonviolent offense. That place should only be for murderers and rapists and terrorists and etc. That's what that place should be for, not for someone that fell on hard times, owed child support, and now they're sitting in jail and they haven't really committed any crime at all. They never robbed a bank, they never did anything, but now you're gonna put them in that situation. Or you can have a guy who can't afford spousal support, or you can have a person that possibly wrote a high check and they didn't realize it, and now the judge being a hard case and want to put them in jail a few days behind that. We get all kind of reasons people get put in jail, tickets, having just stupid things, but it's nonviolent offenses and people don't belong in there. I don't even like to see that sort of thing. So hopefully all states go to this, and the sheriff is mad. I love to see more sheriffs upset with prisoners being released and not changing their oil and cooking in the kitchen and doing all their menial tasks. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this, Cheryl. Share the video, like the commentary, subscribe for more news stories.